Good evening. It's Monday, June 20th, 2022. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your daily source for news and politics. I'm RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, asshole. What separates our show from other Millennial news podcasts?
What's that? I can't say the thing I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
So that Russian mercenary who's getting paid 10 times what the median Russian income is. If you paid me 10 times the median income of someone in the United States, you could literally point at buildings like I'm a motherfucking delete function. Okay. Goodbye, the Smithsonian. Fuck all your shit.
So, turns out what's unique about our program is we have a serious asshole.
We have a boomer, and not just any boomer.
Good capitalist. I prefer good capitalist.
Good capitalist, okay. Serious asshole, good capitalist, yeah, okay.
We have Mr. Boomer Rex himself. You two eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm learning that's 3 unique perspectives we share along with the facts from our literal round table. We apologize for missing our Friday show. We were going to do it Saturday morning, but it was just blah. Do you know? Like, you have those days where you're just like, eh.
And there's no news.
Yeah. So, anyway, this is our Monday show, and yeah. So, here we are. Let's dig right into our headlines. Trash everywhere.
And that's
like
one of
an instruction or like...
No, it's an observation.
It
that
doesn't hack all the things but wreck all the shit.
Wherever humans have been, there's trash everywhere. Right? There's trash in the ocean. There's trash on the moon.
We weep trash like...
Guess where we just found some trash?
Bottom of a trench.
No. Longer ago.
Top of Everest. There's dead bodies everywhere. Well, I don't know where.
We found some on Mars.
Yes. That's what the foil on the rock is. It's part of the...
Yeah, what that is a piece
Sky
of
crane.
aluminized mylar insulating foil.
Yeah.
Right, the perforations are so it pumps out good and stuff. So,
yeah.
Anyway, but it was part of the descent stage.
I was right.
Which we discarded, and so this little piece of...
and I saw it, I wrote it off as part of the sky crane, and...
Yeah.
Because my feeling was it hadn't gone very far.
Yeah, a couple of miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Anyway, but it came loose, and I'm quite sure it blew there, and now it's hiding behind a rock.
Yeah. No, it's like any of these things. It's like when they found the fucking gopher on wherever, and like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Whenever they found a thing on Mars, just start with, they did.
No, they didn't. It's like the Chinese and alien signals.
I know.
Yeah.
Is that who you're thinking of?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
All right. So anyway.
What is my obsession with that other name?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
I keep wanting to call everyone Lisa today. I don't know why, but Lisa, if you're listening, apparently you're like in my brain right now. So good on you. Thanks for listening. Love you, Lisa. You're my favorite.
Right? Thanks for... Oh, no, wait. We already did the pregame show, so...
Lisa
send us $1.
Lisa Katera.
Who?
No idea.
It's part of an advertising thing for a model of car named Katera.
Fuck, you're old.
Yeah, well, it was a while ago. Fucktard. God, you're young, inexperienced.
No. The proper term, as we should now forever refer to Gen Z, it's you fucking fetus.
There you go.
Do you like
you're
snakes?
No.
You don't like snakes?
I like they exist. They're a good thing to have around, I suppose.
Well, I saw something that looked kind of interesting out of Florida.
No, but I don't have anything.
What it was? They're about to have a python challenge.
Yep, pythons are a fucking problem for them.
Yeah, they're a big problem.
Yeah, they're guessing they're between 100,000 and 300,000 pythons wandering around. Yeah, okay.
You can't eat them.
You can't eat them?
No.
I didn't know you couldn't eat pythons.
They've got the same problem the boar do. They've got such garbage in them from the pollution.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyway. You sign up, you pay a little registration fee, and then you get paid for the snakes you bring in, and you get a prize for the biggest snake, and so forth and so on.
Yeah, they've been doing stuff like that for a while.
Yep. Yeah, last year they made a big dent in the python population. They found 200 of them.
200?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, you don't want to go way out in the woods in Florida. It's still motherfucking Florida.
Yeah.
You're either going to find bodies or gators. You're either going to find bodies or become them, so...
No, because the major places where you find, these python issues are in the Everglades and towns and cities bordering the Everglades. Those are your
Yeah.
major problem spots.
Yeah. No, this is in the Everglades. So anyway,
Yeah.
what can I say?
I don't know. I don't even. Anyway.
And it sounds like fun. Python challenge.
Yeah, they might be toxic is the general feeling I'm getting.
Okay.
I know the boars have a skin condition that makes them problematic.
Oh, yuck.
I think it's mange or one of the usual suspects,
goody.
but still,
Okay.
it's something that... So you can't tan the hides, you can't...
Tell me about the shitholistan army. Where are we even talking about here?
So anyway, and this has continued. So even several days ago, one had died and 13 were injured. Well, they've now burned some train cars and stuff like that. And what they're protesting is a change in how the Indian Army recruits soldiers.
What's the change? I saw the headlines and didn't care that India was on fire.
What they're going to do is hire temporary soldiers, right?
All right.
On a fixed 4-year term, right? What it has done is eliminate a path to the middle class, which was that before this plan was put forward, you could become, again, you had to be selected for it, but you could earn a permanent military job, right? So you're like a tenured military,
That's
again, career,
sounding
right?
really bad, really fast.
No, but these are all for a fixed 4-year term. Before, you could go in and earn your way into the professional army, right? And the nice thing about a professional army was it took you into the middle class. You had a fixed salary, you had pensions, you had, right, health coverage, et cetera, et cetera.
All
So,
the things
I don't know how
to
good
be-
the Indian Army is, so I don't know.
I have a tiny experience with the Indian Army, which was favorable. But it's also, no, we're not going to talk about how many years ago it was. It made me feel bad.
Well, we wouldn't want
What I'm
that.
picturing is the Saudi, get a government job.
It was 50 years ago. Well, 48, but okay.
You mean back when
Shut
dinosaurs
up.
roamed the earth?
What do you think we rode to war?
Yeah, that's.
Combat swords.
You prefer the ankylosaurus? Is it better for the butt?
Actually, an M113 carrier, that's the boxy looking carrier, that's, thinking of that as a dinosaur is not totally wrong.
Fair.
So, anyway, young people in India's town and villages prepare for years to become soldiers. It's a way out of the ghetto. And India's closing it off. You want to? I have a guess why.
My.
I think they think the army's going to be cheaper and there'll be more money
No, they
for the rich
absolutely
folks.
will be.
Yeah.
But
So, anyway,
if they're planning
they'll
to
be able to give the rich some tax cuts.
Shit. Beware us doing this. Because that would let you ride it until it dies. Right,
Uh-huh.
ride it till the wheels fall off,
Mm-hmm.
and then your hired security can absolutely blitz through anything the state can throw up. Right, if they're just taking you and your family out, they don't have to blow a big hole through anything.
Yep.
But they have to be better than what you're likely to bump into at the police and small
Yeah.
military level.
All right. What are we just
So it
burning
might
it all
be a
down
big
today?
mistake for India.
Oh yeah, for sure it is.
Because India is another one of those failed states.
I think India's gonna break and go with New Warsaw. I think that's the only because there's no way sticking with the UN gives them the land they need, based on what's likely to happen to them.
Well, and their economy wildly favors the rich and so forth. So,
Yeah.
Again, it's a junk. That's why I said shitholistan. So,
which I think is double funny because I'm pretty sure.
or maybe I should have said. Shitholabad? No.
No.
Okay. Anyway. So next up is just burn it all down. All right. I'm sorry. This one, I've only seen one report on this. Somebody set 2 pride flags ablaze in Baltimore. 3 people were sent to the hospital. 2 of them are in critical condition after their houses burned. So, Two of them were from one household. One of them was from the other. They were targeted after displaying pride flags. Not only were the pride flags destroyed, but pride decor was set on fire as well. That may have transferred it to the house. Anyway, this is one, I say you run this one to ground, and when one of those people who was critically injured dies, you charge this as murder one
Yeah.
and prosecute it
Do you know what this makes me want to do?
with a hate crime extension. Absolutely.
It makes me want to buy property like somewhere busy, something small, something cheap, and
Put up
just
some big-
paint it rainbow and wait for someone to do something bad to it.
I wouldn't
and
go to a static ambush. I think you could make a mobile one, but
True.
Yeah, I'd put up cameras
don't-
everywhere.
I don't think violence is the answer in this one, and I certainly don't think people should start putting up pride flags and then watching them and then ambush whoever shows up to be a problem. That would be bad. The internet.
That would
Don't
be bad,
Do it.
yeah.
Do not do this thing.
Right.
But speaking of
It's funny,
being
though.
anti-LGBTQ and whatever,
Oh,
I've
yeah?
got a Facebook. We haven't talked about what's going around Facebook recently, so I stumbled across just before the show, in fact, an article. And again, I never trust if it's true or not when I find it on Facebook, but
Remind me afterwards. We need to be thankful about some dumb shit.
it's this random article about how one of supposedly Elon Musk's
And some
children
shit you didn't say.
has decided
We'll talk about it after we turn off the mic.
No, we won't.
they're transgender, and so she is decided to change her name and cut herself off from her father, who has come out as anti-trans or something. He's never been friendly to the gay community. All right, just be honest. So anyway, and under this story, because kind of what I do rather than read the stories, which I don't know I don't know if the story is true or not. What I'm always more interested in is the comments and what people are saying about the story. That interests me far more. And what I was very angry to find was under this was a lot of people misgendering this person and saying he. And it just, first of all, it's not okay. Second of all, it's just offensive. I'm not trans, but it's offensive. If somebody can't,
It's bad manners, is what it is.
First of all, it's bad manners, but second of all, as a tall woman who has, constantly, I tend to wear baseball caps, I tend to wear t-shirts when I'm working, you know what I mean? So from behind, I often, even though I have long hair, I often get misunderstood and I get, excuse me, sir, a lot. I get that a lot when I work. And it's always kind of bothered me, but as soon as people see my face, they're, I'm sorry, miss, or ma'am, or whatever. And, but on a couple of occasions, I've had people persist because I started ignoring them when they would say sir, because I'm not a sir.
Okay.
So I've had people 3 and 4 times from behind getting closer and closer and closer, and then finally touch me, which don't fucking touch people from behind. And I'll turn and look at them and I'll be like, ma'am. And they'll be like, oh, just shock. But as somebody who has regularly gotten misgendered for literally no reason except I wear t-shirts and hats to work, it just, I don't know. I think it gets under my skin more than it would otherwise, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
My font of sympathy for a human I may still put in a blender to punish their parents is somewhat limited. Because whether or not she's cut herself off from her family, I don't know if their family feels the same way, and I certainly think they feel different when the wood chipper turns on.
And again, I less care about whether the story is true or not, because for all I know, the story is a lie. So we're talking about a fictional person who may or may not exist, as far as I'm concerned when I'm reading the comments in this. But these people are looking at this as if this was a real story with real people and are being impolite on purpose.
Who your father got in bed with.
They're just trolling, right? Just to be dicks. And it's just like, I was raised with, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all, right? But I feel like society has taken that and just kind of tossed it out the window and said, fuck it, I'll call you whatever I want.
Well, the internet definitely did that. That was at least partly what it said it was going to do on the box. and gave everyone a voice.
Right.
At least half of the people you don't want to talk to.
Half of the people use their voice for evil.
No, and the worst part is that these people hide behind some amount of anonymity, right? They can...
The perception of anonymity, yeah.
They can pretend that, that they will never see this person, so it doesn't matter to them. But I know for a fact that a majority of these people, if we're faced with it in person, would react much differently.
Oh, yeah.
And that's offensive, too.
That's part of what drives their thing.
Like, when you're on the internet, I want you, I expect you to present yourself as if you are in person in front of somebody. Because guess what? That's the impression that they're going to get from you. So why you got to be a dick if you wouldn't be that... So stop before you post and say, would I say this to somebody's face? And even if the answer is yes, if it's something rude, mean, impolite, or inappropriate in any manner, just don't fucking say it.
Maybe you shouldn't say it. Yeah.
Keep your goddamn mouth shut. Keep your fucking opinions to yourself. I don't remember anyone asking for it. And again, in this scenario, obviously, there's some amount of you expect commenting. That's
Fuck
the
this
point.
chick. Her dad wrapped himself in the embrace of the fucking Republican Party and all its monsters.
Right.
So her adventure from the fucking palace, she will continue. I no doubt assume.
No. Again, you're focusing too much on the maybe lie.
The case brought to me.
But I think I have been very specific, and I don't even know if this is true, because again, it's just a Facebook story.
And I'm saying as presented, because I've seen it elsewhere. Fuck Musk's kids.
Oh, and yeah, I don't
I'm
necessarily
glad
disagree
Toby's
with
daughter
that.
was in the helicopter. I'm
But-
not nice.
Again, even if I was going to be rude or impolite or mean, or if I felt that something bad needed to happen to these people, I still don't feel like I would ever look this woman in the eyes and call her a he. I just feel like that's inappropriate. Young lady, I should probably say she.
If I thought it would bother them on the rest of the drop down to the wood chipper, I might. I'd probably spit at them too.
Depends on whether or not you want to offend them.
Yeah.
Well, I think you should, if you're going to be, no, never mind. All right.
No, it's people being shitty on the internet besides that, and we've got real problems. I don't have time for. And I agree with you in theory and point at the same time. First off, if any part of this is true, this human got in the ring. I've never once announced my sexuality or gender on the internet. There was no open letter necessary. Yay for me, that means it also happens to be simple. But no,
I think we can all agree it's ill-mannered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that for sure. People shouldn't be ill-mannered on the internet, but I've been saying that since the 90s, and I still have a tendency to be ill-mannered on the internet.
Yep.
But
I
no,
just confine it to arenas where it's expected.
it just got me riled up, and I just had to get on my soapbox for a few minutes and tell you fucking assholes to shut the fuck up. I'm sick of it. I'm just done with it. Really am.
I'd rather get targeted at this human than the randos, but yeah.
No, but the problem is that that's what it leads to, right? Because people of the transgender community and the gay community now read this, people like myself, and see the bigotry, and it's out there, and it's just
It was never
out in the
there.
open.
Yeah.
Agreed. But people are not getting in trouble for this. They're not getting, marked for,
They are. I have a number of people that I used to think of as friends who I no longer communicate with at all.
No, me too. I mean,
Okay.
I talked
So,
about
yes,
that one
That's what
time.
there is for the punishment.
I talked
Yeah.
about that
That's
one.
always been the
Yes.
punishment.
I talked about that one post for one person that I unfriended them for.
Yeah. No,
Because it just went
shunning.
way too far.
That's the punishment.
And I recently, marked somebody as sharing misinformation.
Yeah.
And if it happens again, I will block that person as well. I
There
don't
you
do
go.
misinformation, but it's just one of those things. Anyway, just another money-making scam.
So, our incarceration rate is the highest in the world,
Oh, God, yeah.
or among the highest in the world. We have
I
one-
think it's the highest in quote-unquote civilized.
That's not the right comparison. We should be compared to Yemen.
Oh, agreed. No,
Right, we are a
agree
failed
on
state.
this,
Okay.
but that's not how other people look at it.
No,
So
I
you
understand.
have to look
No,
at
No,
it how other people.
if you were to compare us to civilized countries, we have an idiotic number of people. behind
Oh
us.
God, yeah. No, what is
actual
it?
countries.
1 in 5 Americans are in jail, something like
No.
that. Oh yeah,
No.
it is fucking
No,
high.
it's 1.2 million.
Yeah. So 0.5%.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of
Maybe an age group,
maybe.
but I don't know.
Or the number who have at one time been in jail.
Oh, maybe that would make sense.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, turns out 2/3 of them have jobs. They produce about $11 billion worth of goods and services each year. There's a report, Captive Labor, Exploitation of Incarcerated Workers, that compiles other surveys, documents, interviews, etc. More than 80% are employed to keep their prisons running as cleaners, cooks, electricians, plumbers, for wages between $0 and $1.24 an hour.
Oh yeah.
Right. So this is a huge fucking scam.
Oh yeah, it always
Right.
was.
And
This is the modern fucking chain gang.
right. So in Illinois, M8 makes $450 for full-time job, makes $450 a year. So anyway, the whole point is part of the reason we have so many people incarcerated is because there are some rich folks who are involved in the businesses that use prisoners, who give large contributions to Republicans and Democrats to keep the incarceration rate high when we could do something else.
We literally sign contracts that mandate we will keep a 95% occupancy
Yeah,
rate, or we pay a penalty.
So the numbers, I just looked them up right here. The numbers are nearly 700 people per 100,000 are in jail right now, jail or prison right now. It's 2.3 million Americans.
This says
This
1.2,
is
so we're within a factor of 2.
This is as of 2016.
We're
so.
within a factor of 2. So somewhere between 1.2 and 2.3 million people are in jail. Cool.
Yeah, as of 2016, there are 2.3 million people.
Yeah, this says
Hard
1.2, so there are 1.2 to 2.3 million people in jail.
Well, jail is different than prison, apparently.
No, I'm in prison. Yes. We have a factor of 2 difference in the data. Likely the truth lies right exactly between them.
Fair.
So anyway, what else we got? New Hampshire. New Hampshire, I used to think well of you. Probably shouldn't have.
That's
but I
why you
used
were on
to.
the pre-clearance list, you frosty racists. What'd they do now? New Hampshire's actually my favorite state, so I can't really throw that much shade, but...
Were you raped? Yeah, that's 200,000. Infected with a sexually transmitted disease? That's another 100,000. Impregnated? Yeah,
what?
that's another 200,000.
These are
For
all
what?
magical numbers, so they don't exist.
These are the payments that New Hampshire is proposing to those who were physically and sexually abused as children at the state-run Youth Development Center.
Yeah.
They're
fuck
trying to settle this all out of court,
Uh-huh.
right, and sweep it all under the carpet and pay as little as they can. So I'm kind of thinking, add an extra 0 to each of those payments. This should hurt.
New Hampshire doesn't have that
This
money.
is something that went on. Fuck them.
New Hampshire does not care about
Yeah.
sexual abuse
Anything.
or domestic abuse survivors. They don't give a
No, they're
fuck.
a good conservative state.
They tried to charge me $2,000 for a bill that I was told was going to be covered by the state because I was assaulted.
Yeah. So anyway, 450 former residents have sued the state based on allegations involving more than 150 staffers from 63 to 2018. Way to go, New Hampshire. Way to manage your goddamn facility.
Yeah, they've only got $81 billion a year.
Cool. Well, let's put most of that into these settlements. And
Yeah.
New Hampshire can go without roads for a year, and go without police for a year.
Well, I definitely support one of those more than the other.
Yeah.
Roads
yeah,
serve
you
a
kind
purpose.
of need roads to get.
You
to
don't.
work.
Vermont showed you can get around a lot of that, but
So Russ
Vermont
Riley,
has-
who represents 600 of these people, said Thursday the settlement process clearly designed to allow the state to litigate these cases in secret, free from public scrutiny, with damage caps and abuse values that only benefit the state. We're not going to allow these brave survivors to be re-traumatized.
the article about the industry behind independent investigations for exactly this kind of shit.
I'll bet there is. And I'll bet they have ratings.
Oh, yeah.
As they found for the employer.
Oh, they always do.
Yeah.
No, that's the entire point of
It's like
independent.
the bond rating system, which is completely fucked up.
Well, it turns out the FBI is all tangled up in it. It's very interesting.
Oh, is that?
So,
Let's do a story on that. Find us a thing.
well, because they have them on for the panels for judging stuff.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's why they were tangled up with U.S. swimming.
Find us a story and
Yeah.
let's. Okay.
Boomer Rex's about damn time. Tell me the good news.
All right. I love this. Threatening public officials on social media resulted in the conviction of Travis Ford, 42, of Lincoln, Nebraska.
It's for everyone. Felony.
Absolutely. And they're beginning to prosecute him, which is the good news.
That's the laws we've got favor prosecution on this wildly.
Yeah. Go get them.
Because it's across state lines. It's all of the real easy shit that makes it federal.
Yep. So now you have at least some competent people, unlike Uvalde.
Well, and scan through the sentencing guideline at the federal level, and yeah, you're going to take a plea bargain. I don't give a fuck what you did.
Yeah. So anyway, said, do you feel safe? You shouldn't. Do you think Soros will or can protect you? You know, your security detail is far too thin and incompetent. You know, this world
That is
is
a real
unpredictable these days.
That's lame.
So, anyway, he's been convicted.
Hell yeah.
And Merrick Garland, oh my God, Merrick Garland is actually saying something. He said justice will not tolerate illegal threats of violence against public officials.
We'll
yeah.
see.
Well, we'll see. Yeah. Go prosecute some. One down. Keep it up.
Hasn't Marjorie? I think she's bordered on saying some threatening things, but I
Yeah.
don't think she's ever actually crossed the
And that's been the game. This
I tell you what, let's bring her up on charges and let a jury decide. We'll do
Yeah.
the same thing with that dickhead in, where was it, Illinois? The one who wants to hunt rhinos?
Oh yeah, the
Oh no, I want to talk about that later, but yeah.
Okay.
All right, dumbass of the day.
Oh, God. So, Representative Mo Brooks, right, has condemned former President, twice impeached former President Donald Trump, after he publicly endorsed Mo Brooks' opponent in the primary. Yeah, no, Mo Brooks is not going to make it. In an interview with Alabama.com, Brooks decried Trump for first rescinding his endorsement and then for backing rival Kate Britt. He said, you know, it's quite clear that Donald Trump has no loyalty to anyone or anything but himself. No shit, Shirtlock. Are you just finding that out? How stupid can you possibly be that you thought Donald Trump was loyal to anything but Donald Trump? Jesus Christ, he threw his daughter under the bus.
They may have blocked her phone.
Oh yeah, I saw an anecdotal thing laughing about how Ivanka was trying to call Trump for Father's Day, and turns out that he blocked her phone number. But
Cool.
again, we can't confirm this. This is just stupid rumors, and it's funny to think about. So,
But it would
this
fit
is not
right in with the
something
Donald Trump that all of
we're saying
America
is true.
knows. So again, if you vote for Donald Trump and think he's going to stand up for you, you are an idiot. Look at the people in jail in fucking Washington for January the 6th, right? Look at what has happened look at what happened to the working class in the 4 years the orange retard ran the country.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, people wake the fuck up. God damn
Looking at
it.
you
Hey,
first,
Democrats, while we're at it, you might want to give them a goddamn choice.
Yeah.
You might want to see if you can show people that a democracy can actually work and that America can work for all Americans. And if you're not working on that, Democrats, you're going to get stomped in 2022 and filleted in 2024, and you will have earned it. You will have made the Weimar Republic look smart.
Yeah. Jeez. No, I'll be surprised if they don't end up, some of them don't end up in prison.
Oh, they'll absolutely end up in prison.
Because you'd need to show the state level of force willing to be used.
When the Republicans have the majority in the House, I guarantee you they will impeach Joe
I'm gonna
Biden.
love that. That's
I am going to die laughing if that happens.
No, the thing I saw several articles today that were saying how Eastman's the one we should go after with all the pressure and stuff. I'm like, that's fine. You need to get him in protective custody right now. Because if you really think he can tell a secret,
Yeah,
then he's the kind of person who's in very much danger from Trumpy land just walking up to him.
absolutely. But he's also your key to getting Trump. So go after Eastman. Get him in protective custody. Make
Or
it
just regular
clear
ass
you're
custody.
going after him and why, and he'll ask you for protective custody if he lives.
I would point out I wouldn't let him be in FBI protective custody since they had a guy get drunk and fall down to death when he was going to testify against the Russians.
Yeah, interesting, huh?
Which tells me that the FBI is not staying close enough to their people.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's the best fucking answer, and I'm not going any deeper.
Yeah. So it turns out we got a dickhead who may be in trouble.
Oh, yeah?
For what?
Who's that, and why is he in trouble?
So you remember we talked about Michael Gableman, he's former Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice. He was the one who was running the fraud in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Right, who hasn't turned over any of his data, hasn't told anybody how he spent his money, refused to.
Getting rude about it.
He had all these misspelled and idiotic demands for documents and so forth, threatened to arrest his targets and so forth and so on. So anyway, he threw a tantrum in a hearing, refused to answer the question, accused the judge of acting as an advocate, then gestured toward the bailiff and taunted the court by saying, "I see you have a jail officer there. You want to put me in jail. I'm not going to be railroaded." Yeah, well, anyway.
If you thought you were being railroaded, that's not how I'd fight it either.
No, I think he can probably just figure out he's on the railroad tracks. So, we'll see how that goes. I think he hurt himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yep.
If you're shouting in court, you're probably not winning.
Yep. Well, and then you're going to go back and say, this judge should recuse themselves. Why?
Because I shouted at him.
No. That's not going to fly.
I don't think so.
No.
And worse, if they do, then what? Now you've got a new judge and you're still just as fucked.
Right?
All right.
All right, so asshole stumbled across, well, not really stumbled across, but in his usual...
Yeah, I didn't find it at the end of, like, deep and thorough research, no.
In his usual morning stumbling about the internet
That's-
to see what's going on.
Yep, having a cigarette, my first cigarette and some coffee.
Yeah.
And I hear him in the other room. Oh my god!
That's true.
And I sit up. What's going on? You
This is
gotta
TFU.
fucking watch this. So he shows me this
This is
video,
hilarious.
and I'm going to describe it for you. So the video opens with a little younger, middle-aged dude, right? So maybe late 30s, early 40s.
Uh-huh.
Standing there holding a shotgun. He's got a couple of dudes in full military camo, the full packs, and,
Standard cosplay uniform.
assault rifles, the whole thing, right?
Yeah, refug cosplay.
Right.
Yeah.
They have the helmets. They have so
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't see their faces or anything.
Yeah.
They're standing outside.
Well, they're not Meal Team 6.
They're not Meal Team 6?
Focusing on those kids is a mistake. Right, they have brown shirts.
Oh, Peace and Rapture, were these guys in the same uniform? Was it high quality gear? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looked like they were actually military people. Whether they are or not is yet, I don't think we'll ever know. But anyway, so they're standing outside this house all lined up. Now, the military dudes are in the proper positions, watching the windows, that sort of thing. And he's standing at the front door. And he says, "Today we're going rhino hunting." And in my brain, I'm like, what the you're hunting a rhino inside a house? What the fuck?
God, you could only hope. Do you know what a rhino would have
Right.
done to him?
Oh my god. So I'm sitting here like so confused. I'm like, are they gonna open the door and there's gonna be a rhino? Is this some sort of a metaphor for something? I was so lost. So I'm watching this just confused as fuck. So he pushes through the door. The dudes follow him inappropriately like Call of Duty, right? Just they go into their positions and everything, and he's like, ah. He says, the rhino feeds on corruption and is marked by the stripes of cowardice. Get a rhino hunting permit. There's no bagging limit, no tagging limit, and it doesn't expire until we save our country.
Oh, God.
And then it ends.
Open advocation of violence.
And I looked at Asshole.
You want to know the good news? It's focused on rhinos.
So I looked at Asshole and I said, what the fuck is he talking about, rhino? And Asshole says, rhino. R-I-N-O.
Republican in name,
Name
only.
only. And I was like, holy shit. This guy is advocating murdering people.
Yeah. Nothing new about
for
that.
not being Republican enough. Now,
Green thugs are doing that all over the
mind
internet.
you, he also in this ad says MAGA. I don't remember the exact phrasing, but he does say, you know, we gotta protect the MAGA.
We gotta go full MAGA.
Yeah, something like that. Like he says some positive thing about MAGA and that we need to, you know, protect the country. Blah blah blah. So it was just absolutely insane. So he shares this ad on Twitter with a little tag that says, "We are sick and tired of the Republicans in name only surrendering to Joe Biden and the radical left. Order your rhino hunting permit today." And he shares the ad. Now, Twitter originally took it down. But guess what? They put it back up with a little note that says, "This tweet violated the Twitter rules about abusive behavior. However, Twitter has determined that it may be in the public's interest for the tweet to remain accessible."
Yep. Well, that's what they're gonna do. Man.
What the fuck is that, Twitter? You want people to see this and share this and spread this? That's some fucking bullshit. And it turns out that this dude, his name is Eric Greitens. He's a Missouri, he's running for the Missouri Senate. He had previously was elected to governor of Missouri in 2016, but less than 2 years later, amid allegations of sexually assaulting and blackmailing a woman with whom he had an extramarital affair, he backed down. So now they're saying he acknowledged the affair but denied any wrongdoing, and is now divorced from his wife. And now he's
dudes, they're fairly skinny.
And now he's running again, only this time for Senate.
Okay.
So, I mean, all I can say is if you vote for this guy, what the fuck?
And I'd point out in most of the countries that fall to this type of thing, right, when the Afghan Taliban ran Afghanistan, they mostly manned checkpoints, which is all Meal Team 6 will have to do in America.
No. We've seen more and more. Yeah, sorry, I'm not disagreeing with you. But we see more and more of these type of aggressive ads about, you know, we have church people saying we gotta kill the gays, and we have this guy saying we gotta hunt the rhinos, and
what we didn't have was as clear, right, video advocation of. Right, this is the discussion we've been having since since before, but right, really amped up when Giffords got shot. Right, there's the big argument with Sarah Palin's ad with the crosshairs.
Yep.
no, but they're amping up, right? This is getting.
They have to.
The politics of this is getting more muddied and worse and more extreme.
The answers are getting more clear. The accusations they're making, there is only one response. Right? If you really think that the Democrats are a cabal of spinal fluid drinking or bathing or however the QAnons think we're getting it in us, then violence is the motherfucking answer.
Right.
This is cartoonish level.
I mean, I'm down to make war on any guy.
No, it's not funny anymore.
No.
Because
No.
40%
Let me
of them.
finish my sentence before
Okay.
you assume I'm saying something. This is cartoonish levels of excessive evilness. So like your Star Wars Dark Sith type shit, like just excessively bad for absolutely no purpose.
Power.
Oh, it has a purpose.
No, I get that, but no, this is ridiculous.
This is how a rethug gets
This is how
elected.
democracy dies.
Right. No, exactly.
Yes.
And people
always
are
has
just
been.
accepting this. Twitter's like, oh, well, it does violate our rules, but maybe people should see it anyway.
But it's newsworthy. They have to do that because if they don't, Section 230 will be attacked, and then Twitter won't be able to exist.
Well, and I think
maybe wouldn't be a bad thing.
Fine, but no corporate, right? They will spend their last dollar making sure that doesn't happen, and this is a shorter route to that.
all the evidence we have says Twitter and Facebook are very much
Mm-hmm.
pro rethub.
All of Silicon Valley.
They push people to that. YouTube does it too.
Yeah. No.
Well, and it's what benefits them.
Yep.
Right? Of course they want to be in a land
make
where
money.
innovators are held as gods, because they were vaguely innovative, kind of, if you squint and don't know the basis of how most of these systems run.
It's like Elon Musk pretending he had a good idea and didn't borrow a bunch of money from somebody and step on the backs of other people who were actually fucking smart.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
No, this is people need to pay attention to this. This is not good. You can't vote for these people.
Agreed.
You can't vote for people who talk to these people. You can't vote for people who support these people. You can't vote anybody this people adjacent. Okay, like,
Yeah.
God, people pay more fucking attention to what is happening.
Want to live in America where might makes right.
It'd be really nice if the Democrats were to offer some sort of functional alternative. Hey,
No,
Democrats,
we're busy working on
wake
the bipartisan
the fuck
gun control stuff.
up. Jesus, yeah, completely useless bipartisan gun control shit.
No, it has a very specific use.
And that's right.
Republicans are going to run on it.
And Joe Biden is considering suspending the federal tax on gasoline, and they might have an announcement by the 4th of July. Jesus Christ. I just walk into a wall.
Well,
Walk into a wall good and hard.
Democrats are tooling up to run against Trump, which would be great if he were on any ballot anywhere. And yeah, sure, it's the party of Trump, and that's great, but the media is not going to be down for playing that game.
Nope. Well, they're always going to say how they're two sides and, how it's a horse race.
And so that very much makes it an easy one. No,
Yeah.
the left needs to fucking elbow the media too. Start putting them in cages at your events. There's only 6 media companies, so they only need 6 representatives.
Yeah.
I would
And
do
a
that
good
one at the
cage.
White House where you do have to, because otherwise you want a lot of them to show up to make the cage less comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be plexiglass or something, because otherwise, like, Democrats are just going to throw sodas up on top and get everything sticky. So,
So we're going to talk about health threats?
what do you got?
Didn't even see you had anything.
Oh,
Go for it.
yeah, absolutely. I could not pass up on this one. So, CDC has some recommendations for people who think they might have been exposed to monkeypox, right? They suggest that you whack your stuff 6 feet away from your partner, to prevent the spread of the virus. And then is avoid kissing or having sex with your clothes on or covering areas where rash and sores are present. So that's the recommendation, is to have sex with your clothes on. Guys, go away.
No, it's like that weird stuff they were talking about during COVID. Like, that got kind of weird.
Wash your hands, wash your fetish gear, your sex toys, and any fabrics.
You should do that anyway! God damn it! What the fuck is wrong with people?
And again, they're all perfectly sensible recommendations.
Yes.
Right?
That you should be doing anyway. Like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, fuck my life. All right, go on. What else you got?
So I got some climate wording. You want to hear the climate wording?
Always.
Okay, so Nepal has to move their Everest base camp
Why is that?
because global warming and human activity have made it unsafe. And so now it's developing crevasses in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
probably
you don't
pretty
want some
dangerous.
foreigner who paid a lot of money to be there to fall into a crevasse in the middle of the night.
You already got the
With
don't
his
they, I was
intent.
gonna say, don't they do that a lot anyway? Like, even without
Yeah,
the
but you
middle of
don't
the
want to
night
do
part?
them. You don't want them doing it in their cot at the
When
base
they're
camp.
supposed to be safe. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
right.
I gotcha. You'd rather them do it while they're climbing the mountain rather than staying in one
Hey, man,
spot.
everyone knew it was dangerous to climb a mountain for no purpose.
Yeah. Anyway, the meltwater is destabilizing the glaciers, and the crevasses are increasingly appearing
damn
at
it.
base camp while they sleep.
Yeah, but this is also going to spark another round from the crazies about the Ark. Crazies are always on about the Ark and Everest.
as an arc at Everest.
Oh, they think there
It's
is.
a bad misunderstanding of whatever Turkish mountain
Right.
it is.
Arafat.
Yeah, something.
Oh my God. Anyway, the next one up is France has banned outdoor events in their record-breaking heat wave. Concerts, public gatherings of various sorts have all been called off.
How hot are they getting? How hot are they getting?
40 centigrade.
What does that mean to me?
Upper 90s.
Oh, so not very hot.
It's very hot for France, especially this early in the season.
How hot does France usually not get?
I think 40 C would be a respectable summer day anytime in France.
Huh, fair.
Anywhere in France.
So does France have like New England similar
So
type weather?
40 C is 104. Which is going to be hot pretty much everywhere.
No, yeah, no. 104 is hot.
That's a respectable.
Yeah.
Yep.
And France especially, who I agree, is not designed for high-end cooling.
Right. And so, yeah. And so, with the recent heat in the Midwest, the Kansas Department of Health and Environment knows of at least 2,000 cattle that died because of the heat.
Which that won't
So-
be a problem.
And that's only the ones that they've been asked to help dispose of.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm sure there have been a lot more of that.
yep.
Fine.
Yeah, Phoenix lost 130 homeless people to
Yeah.
heat last year.
Well,
It'll be more this year.
I'm sure that the mayor out there is doing some
So I guess-
Scroogean McDuck type
Just figured out their
better
Republican
better
plan
to
for
decrease
climate change.
surplus population type thing.
Again, this is what a failed state looks like. Welcome to Holistan. That's where you live now.
Yeah, the problem is all my dystopia movie references, again, are better societies than we are.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The one that surrounds Logan's Run, that's actually a more functional society.
Yeah.
RoboCop, again, and that's even fucking Detroit. That's like the bad way they thought Detroit was going to go, and we're now all looking at that going, oh, that would have been nice.
No, even that one there, they arrest people before the crime's committed and put
Yep,
them in
yep.
cryo freeze or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that weird one. That society's even better off.
Well, I think you've mixed two, but still, either one of those.
Yeah.
The Cripple Society out of Demolition Man or the Bad Society from Minority Report, and they at least had flying cars and jetpacks.
Yeah. All right. Is
So-
we done?
Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heart, follow, review. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces on Facebook for fun memes and a link to our Patreon. Give us $1. You can find us on YouTube as BoomerX or check your favorite podcasting service for BoomerRexTonight. We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcasts. Hit us up on Twitter at BRexTonight, and if you Google BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, all links will lead you to us. And I learned a new thing today. Apparently on YouTube, you're supposed to say, smash that like button. So, for you YouTube listeners, smash that like button.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's the YouTube term.
After you smash the like button, go over to our Patreon, give us $1, and I'll tell you the scary thing
Yes.
I'm about to tell them about once we stop the recording.
Alrighty, we love y'all. We'll see you back here tomorrow night on Boomer Rex tonight. This time for real tomorrow. Okay, bye.